Hi, it's Rob here from Progressive Property and I'm with Alison and Alan. Now you probably already know them. If you don't, let me just give you a quick sort of summary as to why we're having this interview today. Alan and Alison, we met, it was around May 08.
Yeah.
Okay, so less than 18 months ago. You read our first book, our Orange book. And since then, Alan and Alison have had, well, a more than exciting journey, I think. They've taken a few core principles, made a few core changes. A lot of this is lifestyle as well for you, isn't it? As well as just making money in property. And they've had a great journey. And if you scroll through the history in our blogs, you'll notice that we've kind of caught up every 2-3 months. You've obviously been to our events and helped us out there. And I just wanted to catch up and show you what can be done by two very lovely and ordinary people, meaning that in the nicest possible way. And yeah, just to show you what can be done. So why don't you tell us what's happened, sort of just in a quick couple of minutes, catch everyone up from sort of May 08 to now.
Okay,
yeah.
So we started out with a plan of a house each for the children,
Okay.
which very rapidly, with your guidance, moved on to building a bigger portfolio with the aim that could bring forward sort of lifestyle changes, better work-life balance, maybe contribute to pension, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And then we started to realise that maybe it could move other things forward. Maybe work-life balance could involve maybe Alan giving up his job or going part-time. And also friends of ours were starting to become very interested in what we were doing, and we're getting lots of comments of, well, if you're doing it, it must be okay. You must have.
They probably waited a few months to see if you fell off.
Absolutely.
It's putting that social proof. Well, they're cautious people. They don't do anything lightly, and they're making it work, and they're prepared to talk to us. And the question then came, well, would you do this for us?
Because you are very cautious, aren't you?
I know. Yes.
We're a bit more similar in that. But you're a bit
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, prove it to me first.
With lots of numbers, preferably.
Sure, yeah, which is good. So so just to catch up, because I think you bought 7 maybe last time we spoke. Yeah. How many do you own yourselves now?
It's still 7.
7.
We did have an 8th one, but unfortunately that fell through.
Which happens.
It does. But in one sense that was good because we purchased and completed for a client. Who happened to be a friend, you know, and that proved we could do it for other people. He's very happy from that. You know, he's told his friends, and we've got 6 people who come forward who want to talk and do the same from that.
So this is, can I just get in there, because I picked up on something. So clearly you wanted a house for your children, and then you've built a little portfolio yourself, which 7 is very good in the time frame, you know, and maybe you talk about the discounts a bit later on. I know you like the numbers, Alan. But also now it sounds like you've turned into something else. You're sourcing for other people, you're packaging. I know we've just been having a coffee and you're talking about flipping deals on for cash flow, which is all relevant to some of the other videos that we've been showing on our blog. And you've set up your own business. So why don't you just tell us a bit about that then as well? Because that's a new addition from when we were last speaking.
It is, yeah. Do you want me to?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Thank you, I'd like to speak. So the business, you know, the buy-to-let doctors, is what we've set up. It's essentially doing what we've done.
Oh, let me guess what it is. In case you don't know, Alison is a doctor.
I'm a GP.
And I'm a proper doctor. Mine's a PhD. It takes longer to get than a medical degree.
That's a whole different video, though. But that I
but essentially, I still teach 1 day a week. But doing what I did for our portfolio, and doing it for other people, and you know we have a client base that is gradually growing through word of mouth. We've got a website that isn't up and running yet, probably tomorrow, but it's just growing and blossoming, and all of a sudden people are contacting us and wanting us to help them do what we have done. You know, and we see that, yes, as you said, it's looking at monetizing deals, seeing properties and thinking, well, actually we can't use this, but maybe we can, you know, flip it on whatever terminology, but make money out of it for us. So there's, you know, it's become a business that has blossomed out of people observing, but being cautious and not sure until we've proved we've done it. So,
and I believe you've also used a progressive strategy, not that we own it, because you know we're all just modelling people who do well, but you've incentivised a young estate agent and you're building a team having sourced deals through agents, and now you've found your best agent, and now he's working. Are you allowed to talk about that?
Yes.
Is it done and dusted?
It's done and dusted. He leaves his job on Friday.
Oh, okay.
He'll be joining us on Monday.
Yeah.
But essentially, half of our deals came from him. We had a close relationship, and he was very keen to get into the property investment side.
Sure.
He saw this as a natural progression for himself.
Yeah.
And so, because the blossoming of the business, in its early days, there's so much on the client side, I've suddenly found I don't have time to look at properties and do everything on that side, and look at the client side. So we needed somebody, and perhaps if we'd sat down about a month ago, we'd have projected in 6 months' time, hopefully, if things went well, this would happen.
It's an absolutely astonishing, and you said all along, don't ever underestimate the power of networking.
Yeah.
Just talking to people and how good word spreads, and maybe from our mortgage broker talking to doctors in the northeast who are contacting us, it all adds up to more clients, and at the moment it's still good fun, which is the important thing.
And it gives us the life balance.
So how does it work for you for your life balance? Obviously you've pretty much been able to quit your job.
Yes. Tuesdays I teach.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's sort of like a little ring-fenced area. We're going in, I can forget about everything else. And the rest of the time it's dropping the kids off, picking the kids up, being around, because Alison, whilst she only works 3.5 days, they are very long days, so we need to have that balance around.
And just little things like, our middle one's just started school, so the fact that we've both been able to take part in that big important step in his life it's been really special. So.
And I know, because I often tell people, because I use you as an example a lot, I know when you started, because a lot of people say, it's a risk, I'm scared, and some people are pressured, when they read all this entrepreneur stuff, it's like, you've got to quit your job, burn your bridges, and whereas that's what I did and that worked for me, you don't have to do it. I know you started slowly, didn't you? Yeah. And your goals started, and some people set these ridiculously big goals, they don't reach them, and then they sort of disempower themselves.
Well, the girls almost presented themselves as this kind of just grew under its own momentum, and opportunities arose. We thought, and goals built around things that happened, rather than us sitting down, which I know you're kind of supposed to do, and say, right, what are my life goals in the different parts of my life, and write them down and all the rest of it. And I'm sure that works for some people. That wasn't necessary for us. So we bought houses, we built a portfolio whilst both working full time.
And you did, which the thing that impressed me the most is you totally took the strategy which I told you. Go to estate agents, it's the quickest way. You built your best agent contact, he bought you loads of deals, now he's coming on board, now he'll be buying you more. Because a lot of people, I don't know why, but they don't get that works so well. It's such a good leverage. You were in Italy, weren't you, for a month?
It's the summer, we went away. It was, and everybody likes to have holidays, but the fact that we could take out the time to go away for a month,
what we're aiming for is what is financial freedom? Financial freedom isn't a sum of money. Financial freedom is being able to do what you want and to have that geographical freedom that you can move around and have the kind of life that you
I've got to interrupt you there, because I get that, but also you want an Aston Martin, and actually you had a race with Mark in his Porsche, and in the Aston Martin you were test driving.
Yes. I was doing 70. I think he couldn't get his Porsche above 69 miles an hour.
So maybe Alan's idea of financial freedom is...
Well, there'll be a compromise.
Okay, well, we've got to tie this up now, but if there's one piece of advice you could give to anyone watching this, Alison first, what would it be?
It's possible, but nothing will happen unless you do something.
Okay, so
take the first step.
Yeah, sure. Alan?
It is, it's got to be the same. We procrastinated for ages, finally reason we had no more excuses, and we acted.
Yeah.
And until you act, it'll always be a maybe. And when you act, you realise what you can do, and it goes from there, as it's gone for us.
Well, thank you again for sharing your story. Hopefully in a few months we'll hear of everything else that you've done, and I know it'll be bigger and more exciting, even though it's exciting as it is. So thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.